welcome to the first episode of the NSSF Friends with Benefits. Yes! I am Crystal Newman.
And I am Gaetano Kagwa. Now, Friends with Benefits is a show about Ugandans from all over the Pearl of Africa, individuals. And basically, they have received their NSSF benefits and done something inspirational with it.
We started off with 450 contestants. We are now down to 20 individuals, and they will battle it out to the last 8 standing contestants in front of our lovely panel of judges.
But before we meet our panel of judges, none of these contestants will be here, just for, as I like to say, but they're here because there is a grand prize to be won. That grand prize for the winner is 30 million shillings. The first runner-up walks away with 15 million shillings. And last but not least, the second runner-up walks away with 10 million shillings.
Now, do not forget, you decide who the winner is. But now, let's meet our panel of judges.
All right. We'll start on my far left, on my side, and that is Mr. Stevens Mwanje.
Thank you, Gaetano. I run the core business of NSSF. I take care of all the needs and desires of our employees and employers, our members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
And our second judge is Mabel Chigundu.
Thank you. I run a management and training consultancy called Empowered Limited, among many other things, and I have been in business for the last 25 years.
25 years. Our third judge, a gentleman that I know personally, Mr. Paul Busharizi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gaetano. I'm the contributing editor on business and politics, and I work for the leading daily, The New Vision.
Fantastic. Good to have you here.
And now to our last judge, but not least, Barbara Arimi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much, Crystal and Gaetano.
Now, Barbara, you're with NSSF?
Yes.
I've been
with NSSF for the last 18 months as the head of marketing and communication. But I've been an NSSF member for the last 12 years now, having registered in 2004. And so I really am very passionate about this show. I'll also be looking out for the emotional stories. And because I've been in the financial industry for over 10 years, I'll also be looking out for the critical investment decisions that these people have actually made and whether they actually deserve to win the money.
Ooh. We know where to go.
This one is the headmistress.
Now, I do like that you talked about the emotional aspect because this show is about real people, real stories that we can all relate to.
That's absolutely correct. We've been looking at how people can invest. And obviously these people have invested with their benefits, and these stories are very inspirational. I mean, this is not everyday stuff, but people have actually thought and done something with their benefits.
And it's not just about retirement when you finally get to that point. I'm imagining that some of these stories we can actually use now and implement now in our life.
That's absolutely correct. Right, let's not waste any more time because you're all waiting and dying to find out who these individuals we keep talking about, as if they're ghosts. No, they're real people. All right, let us meet our very first individual contestant, whatever you want to call him or her. We're going to go to Seta, and it's now time to meet Edmund Mulondo.
Oh Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us all together. We thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Most so for the gift of life to my husband.
I'm called Malanda Edmond, 39 years old. I am a hypertensive patient. In July last year, it shot high and I collapsed.
Eddie was losing strength every other day. He was having difficulties in moving. He was always dizzy. So his situation had really become very severe.
There was a lot of pain in my chest. And this had gone to the extent of waking me out of sleep. I would just wake up out of sleep and then, start crying because of the pain. I was taken to the Heart Institute and they discovered I had 3 of my vessels blocked.
Somebody has 4 vessels, and out of the 4, 3 had already failed. So he was just like having one matchstick left in your matchbox. The moment you lose it or any small problem with it, that's it.
I last worked with the National ID Project under Ministry of Internal Affairs due to the problem of the heart I had, because I was in and out of office, so I was laid off.
It was really a bad experience when I heard that my husband was suffering from, he had a heart problem. We couldn't believe as a family.
So this is what happens when someone has a heart attack. It happened with Edmund. So these black tubular things you see are heart arteries. They supply the heart muscle. So the heart pumps blood, but the heart itself needs blood. When the heart is not receiving enough blood, you feel pain and you start to have heart failure because your heart now is not functioning.
And the recommendation was I was to go for the operation in India.
We decided to tell friends about it because they didn't know much how he was suffering.
As friends, we couldn't sit on and wait for the worst. We agreed to do something that we could do to raise the money and take him for the bypass surgery he needed. We had a big budget to fulfill, and the money was not coming as fast as possible.
Among the friends, one of them told him, "Can't you please go and access your NSSF money?"
I went to NSSF and submitted my documentations for medical, and they told me I'll be falling under the terminal illness benefit. My savings were processed within 15 working days. So I started on the travel to India for the operation around February. These are the 2 scars I got after the operation. The lower scar is where they harvested the vessel to be used up on the heart. They had to open the chest, cut the bone, and access the heart sac, where they placed the 2 that were harvested down. Currently, I'm far better than before. The wounds have healed and the pains have gone. I've finished the period the doctors recommended for rest, so I do small home activities. I work in the garden. We have like a small side garden at home where I go and clean. And in the evenings, I do walks of around 3 kilometers as exercise for my body. And this has greatly helped my health because I feel I'm going back to normal.
We are happy to see him back, active and able to be there for his young family and even for us as friends. We are very, very thankful to National Social Security Fund. 1, for keeping the money, 2, for availing the money when we most needed it. There wouldn't have been any better time. So in essence, this saving actually saved his life.
Of course, I had many doubts about getting that money. But when I got the call that my money was on my account, I believe now NSSF is real. So people should save.
And that is our first contestant, Edmund Mulondo's story. Very emotional, very real. Speaking of Edmund, it's about time he met the judges. So do welcome to the show, Edmund Mulondo. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you feeling?
I'm okay and feel blessed to tell the people outside there the good side of saving with NSSF.
Okay. Yes. All right. So over to the judges. You have questions.
Thank you, Crystal. Edmond, how are you today?
I'm okay.
I must say that your story is very, very inspiring. And we are very glad that you survived your operation. I just have one question for you. Let's assume that you actually win the 30 million shillings.
Yes.
What would you use it for?
I've always loved to do farming, that is one. And I think it would be the best option for me to have a sustainable income for my young family. The farming I'm talking about is mainly in poultry and goat rearing, because I'm currently running it on a small scale at home. So when the money comes my way, I would blow up my venture.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Edmund. Next question.
Edmond, you're still a young man. And I mean, we're glad for a survival of this ordeal. Will you be trying to get back to work?
Yeah, it is part of my plan. I've applied in several places. And when I go back to work, I think I would be the first one to encourage people to follow up on their NSSF submissions.
Okay, Mabel.
As an employer,
Yeah.
I want to find out from you where you were working. Were you happy to contribute, to save, or was it also a tug of war like most of the people I've seen struggle to contribute?
In the beginning, when I started working, it was a bit of a challenge, given the small package I was taking home. And when we were taken through the orientation, they told us the money is ours at the end. So I welcome the idea of being deducted. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And Stevens.
Well, Edmond, your story evokes quite a lot of emotion. And I'm sure a few people out there might be shedding a tear or two. But tell us about the feelings that you went through in those 15 days, thinking that my money is either not going to come or going to come, and that my life is at stake. And then what eventually happened, how you felt when you got the money?
Yeah, it was quite a hard time for me. I had a friend who took me through what NSSF does, the different benefits that NSSF has, and he told me I qualify for one of the benefits, which is invalidity. I presented my papers to the office, verification was done, and I was sent to the doctor. When I got the letter from the doctor, I knew my NSSF issue was done and was happy about it.
Okay, Edmund, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
How do you feel right now? What do you think your chances are?
Given the situation I've gone through, I don't believe in last numbers. I'm always number one.
Nice. And do not forget that you need to vote. In order for Edmund to win the 30 million shillings, he needs your vote. And to give us more information about the voting process, Gaetano.
Hey! Edmond's story is indeed quite touching indeed. And if you'd like Edmond to move on to the next stage of the show, that's like the final 8, all you have to do is vote for him. And let me tell you how you do that. Type the word vote Mulondo. Vote Mulondo. Mulondo spelled M-U-L-O-N-D-O. And you send that text to 8338. That's simple indeed. You could also vote online if you prefer, and that is at www.nssfug.org.
Now you can engage with us on social media. The hashtag is Friends with Benefits, or you can go to Facebook/NSSFUG or on Twitter at NSSFUG. We now take a short commercial break and we'll be back.
Honey, who is that? Sweetie, who is that? Okay, now, who is she?
Honey, it's not what you think. She's an NSSF Go. Here, see how much we've saved.
Oh my God.
NSSF Go is so easy, you'll always want to know. Track your savings via online and mobile. Download the NSSF Go app or dial *254#. For more information, visit www.nssfug.org.
NSSF, a better life.
Win big with Postbank Uganda over the next 4 months. Win a brand new Toyota Premio, Bajaj motorcycle and smartphones at only 20,000 Uganda shillings. All you need to do is activate your account with a minimum deposit of 20,000 shillings. Use your account at least 3 times monthly and maintain a monthly minimum balance of 200,000 Uganda shillings for 4 months to qualify for the weekly and monthly draws to win smartphones, flat screens and motorcycles and a grand prize of a brand new Toyota Premio. All existing, new and old Postbank customers qualify for the Win Big campaign. For more information on how to win big, visit any Postbank branch closest to you. Postbank, empowering you.
And welcome back to the NSSF Friends with Benefits show. It's now time for us to meet our second contestant, and he hails all the way from Soroti, Mr. Charles Esanu.
When I looked at the area around Busitema University and the lifestyle the students were living, they were staying in grass-thatched houses.
When you're in a grass-thatched houses, my dear, your chance of getting burnt is so high. Someone can do anything to you.
Here, students used to get water together with all the community around. So the queues were very long and they could take time to get water.
The borehole can be like about 500 to 600 meters away from here. And when you are pumping, it just comes pumping very little, not equivalent to the energy used.
In 1995, that's when we started making contributions to NSSF. Then in 2013, I felt it was time for me to retire. I was paid in 2 weeks' time. So when I received the benefits, I had acquired a plot here in Arapai, adjacent to Busitema University. I'd already started a foundation, so I made sure that that money I put it to develop a hostel. Trinity Hostel has water throughout, so that as they come from lectures, they're able to prepare their meals quickly.
I know I'm safe. I have gates, I have steel doors.
I've made sure that at least I give them some light. I've installed the solar system.
Yeah, I can't read at any time because power is ever there. At night, at any time I feel like, more especially when I'm doing my coursework, assignment, my socket is working. I just put on, my laptop is there. I do all my work at my own time, my own pace, no pressure, no noise. Things are just calm.
So when I got NSS benefits, part of it I invested here. So right now, I stay here with my family, and even we have some rooms for tenants. They are renting them. So at least also those rooms help me get something. With the remaining balance of my NSSF savings, a good idea of getting a tipper truck to help me with some domestic needs and raise some little finances. I'm very happy that the government introduced NSSF. It helped me to accumulate that money which is now keeping me actually today and for years to come. NSSF is a good partner for development.
That is indeed quite a wonderful story. Please help me in welcoming onto the show Mr. Charles Esanu. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Please grab a seat.
Thank you.
Mr. Esanu, that is quite an inspirational story you have over there. And we have some judges here who have some, I'm very sure, interesting questions. So we'll go straight over to them and you can tell them a little bit about yourself. Please go ahead, judges.
Yoga.
Yoga, no.
Thank you so much for coming all the way from Soroti.
Thank you.
We are impressed by your achievements. But I'm very interested in the hostel. How many students do you actually house in your hostel? And what is the income you get per semester?
I keep 40 students like this semester. I have 40.
Okay. Okay.
And in total, when they pay me all, I get like 9 million.
So where does this money go?
Part of it goes on, I do some farming as well. And also family maintenance.
Great story, Mr. Esanu. I just wanted to know, I noticed you started saving in 1995. Why didn't you start earlier?
The bank I was serving, Uganda Commercial Bank, had a separate internal pension scheme. So until that time, I think government made it mandatory that all corporate institutions were to serve with the NSSF. That's why we started actually saving in 1995.
Thank you very much, Charles.
Thank you.
I'm impressed by the investment you are making.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out from you, when did you actually conceive the idea of building a hostel?
Of building a hostel? Thank you. I conceived that idea in 2010, after realizing that my retirement was due, and also seeing that I needed to prepare for my family.
Charles, that's a very impressive story, and I especially like your cash flows. But tell us, if you were to win the grand prize, what would be now your grand project?
I would, part of it, a bit of it, I would upgrade the hostel and to some level, to a bit of competition. Then, the balance of it, I'm thinking of putting in agriculture. If I put some gardens of cassava, I think in 2 years' time, I will be able to realize some money, maybe like 5 to 10 million.
I want to say thank you to the judges. Very hard questions over there. I'm listening and I'm hearing your story. Trinity Hostel. Why did you decide to call it Trinity Hostel?
I arrived at that name because we are taught in the class that there's a God, the Father, there's one God, but then in that one God, there are three: God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
So Trinity. So that's a base of my power.
All right, all right. The Trinity. I don't know all of them. There may be even 4. I'm not sure. But anyway, just kidding. On a serious note, if you want Mr. Esanu to win himself that 30 million shillings that could make him grow his business, you need to vote for him. And this is how we do it. And at this juncture, I call back somebody who's slightly better looking than me, not so much. And that's none other than Miss Crystal Newman.
Now, if you would like to see Charles move forward to the last remaining 8 contestants, please vote for him. Text VOTE Esanu, and that is ESANU. Text VOTE Esanu and send that to 8338. You can also vote online at www.nssfug.org. The voting lines are now open.
That is true. Also, you can follow us online if you want to do that, and you can go ahead to, that's Facebook, of course, NSSFUG. Also on Twitter, at NSSFUG. That's simple.
Okay. And do not forget that at the end of the next episode, episode 2, we will find out who moves on to the next level. Special thanks to Afros and More for hair and makeup, as well as Joy and Mo for wardrobe. I am Crystal Newman.
And I am Gaetano Kagwa, Friends with Benefits.
Thank you for watching NSSF Friends with Benefits. See you then.